Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to New Japan Pro Wrestling's Destruction in Kobe pay-per-view. This is the first pay-per-view that we're going to be commentating since the G1 Climax, and it looks like a stacked show. We have New Japan World opened up. We have our players set to 13 minutes and 20 seconds. We're currently looking at Yohei Komatsu with Sho Tanaka standing behind him. Our first match is the Battle of the Young Boys. Sho Tanaka and Yohei Komatsu versus Jay White, and I believe his partner is David Finlay. We're going to hit the play button on go. If you remember the way that we did this for G1, you're already used to the format. So 3, 2, 1, go. And we're immediately starting things off. And yeah, I was right. It was David Finlay. So, John, I think that the early favorite going into this match is probably the team of Sho Tanaka and Yohei Komatsu. What do you think?
I would certainly concur with that assessment, my friend. I feel like, Yohei Komatsu and Sho Tanaka, very talented team, especially Yohei Komatsu, as a young boy. I think he really came into his own throughout the G1 climaxes. He's controlling that wrist of Jay White in the early
Oh,
going.
but Jay White flips him over into a snapmare takedown. Yohei Komatsu with the leg scissors, and everyone's out, and we're all even back to neutral game.
Yeah, you don't want to rush into anything. I think you want to
Oh, but
have.
look at this. It looks like David Finlay just stole a tag there. Maybe Jay White backed into the corner to let him do that, but it looked a little bit snarky on my part.
I gotta tell you, Ashton, from where I sit, I'm gonna sound like an old salt here, but I don't know if it's a sign of youth, but David Finlay definitely seems a bit overzealous at times, completely antithetical to his father, the great Fit Finlay. Fit Finlay, he knew how to kind of draw you in, how to be conservative, how to just let you come to him. And David Finlay, I just feel like is a loose cannon, is how I describe this young man. I just see Yohei Komatsu capitalizes.
Yeah, he might be a loose cannon, but when he gets on a roll, he is fun to watch.
My apologies, that was Sho Tanaka. Yohei Komatsu just got the tag,
Yeah,
and he just kicked the arm there of David Finlay.
and the sledge fist to the back.
And see, that's what I'm talking about. He went for that drop kick prematurely to David Finlay, and now the opposition, they capitalized, and now they're in control. But
Yep.
David Finlay is a guy, he's got to learn how to read situations better. As you see now, Yohei's got control of the wrist, and now
Sho
Sho Tanaka
Tanaka.
comes back in.
Yep.
And there you go. Clubby blow to the back there.
So would you say that a good way to describe David Finlay would just be overly eager?
I think overly eager, and at the risk of coming off a little caustic here on the young boy, I'd say a bit immature.
Nice.
I feel like he's got to blossom yet. I see a lot of potential there. As you see, he gets the back elbow. Going to try and fight out of this
Big
predicament
boot.
here. Nice big boot there. Now, if he could just
Oh,
get
nice diving European.
he put all the force behind that. You can see he really exerted his body weight on that one. And now
Now
let's see
David
if he,
Finlay crawling to the corner if he's gonna, and then comes Jay White.
yeah, now
Sho
Jay White
Tanaka
with
didn't get a tag though. It's gonna be Jay White fresh coming in versus a slightly worn down Sho Tanaka, and Jay White with the flurries of forearms, and now tosses Sho Tanaka into the ropes. Back elbow.
excellent. And you see Jay White, nice bursts of offense there,
Oh,
nice
and
and
goes after
measured.
Yohei.
That was brilliant. Tear that ring apart, get the advantage, get control of the environment. Nice uppercut there. Here comes David
Oh,
Finlay with the
Finlay
table
with the
set.
cannonball.
Wow. And now look at it's going to be a
Backbreaker.
slam down. Wow. Right there,
Jay
right
White on the
across the
top
knee.
rope. Missile drop kick.
Excellently done.
David Finlay's still in the ring. Oh, but he didn't get there in time to stop Komatsu from breaking the pin up.
And see, David Finlay again. I hate to make it seem like I'm coming down on this kid, but very poor coverage there on the pin attempt. I think had he had Jay White's back, they might have had it here. And now you see there, Sho Tanaka is going to kick out of the submission attempt.
Oh, nice forearm there from Jay White. Off the ropes. Sho Tanaka with the drop kick, though.
Great form by Tanaka there, and now he's going to pick up Jay White and Sho Tanaka there. Look at the flurry of forearms there. Now he's going to go off the
Oh,
ropes
and the
here.
huge flying forearm from Tanaka.
Good God, that'll knock some teeth out, I'll tell you.
Almost a Superman punch there, John.
Yeah, I would certainly say so,
Oh,
my
now look at
friend. And
this.
now
Komatsu off the top rope. Cannonball to Jay White. 1, 2. Oh, but David Finlay breaks it up.
David
Komatsu
Finlay.
had coverage, but the impact from Finlay just diving towards the pin knocked both of them into it and broke it up.
David Finlay just flung his body there and hoped for the best, and he got it. But
Nice double drop kick there from Tanaka and Komatsu.
yeah, I'll tell you
Oh,
what.
but Jay White, forearm. Now we're going to get a forearm exchange between Jay White and Sho Tanaka, it looks like.
Yeah, and now whoever gives first is going to lose. the advantage here. Right now we're at kind of a standstill
And
because
immediately Jay White went down to one knee, it looked like. Oh, but the open hand chop,
nice.
almost a slap to the neck rather than the face.
Now,
Oh, and goes for the kick. Forearms. Tanaka caught the kick. Oh, wow, he has Jay White up.
whoa.
Jay White rolls through, goes for the pin. Tanaka grabbing for the leg. Half crab. Single leg Boston crab.
Excellent execution by Sho Tanaka.
Oh, but look at David Finlay.
David Finlay providing that coverage and trying the forearm. Sho Tanaka will not relent the hold.
Nice European uppercut.
Still
but
nothing.
Look at this. Komatsu. Both men, Komatsu and Tanaka, have their opponents in half crabs. We might end up with a double. Oh, and look at this. Sho Tanaka transition to a full Boston crab.
That was an excellent transition by Sho Tanaka.
It looks like Jay White is really close to the ropes. David Finlay might get to the ropes, but it doesn't matter because he's not even the legal man right now.
Exactly.
Oh, I think Jay White tapped out on the other side.
I believe you are right. And
the camera angle didn't quite catch it, but the referee called for the bell, so I mean it's probably safe to assume Jay White submitted.
Give credit to Sho Tanaka, though, Ashton, who had tenacity with that submission hold. Every time it seemed like Jay White was going to get to the ropes, Sho Tanaka pulled him back and reestablished the hold. I like that kind of tenacity. You don't see that.
Oh, now they're showing the angle, and yep, right there it is. Jay White tapping out.
Jay White, I mean, he was in the hold for a long time, Ashton. Started out as a single leg Boston Crab, then it became a double leg. And, I mean, Jay White, again, he stayed in the hold for a while, but he couldn't take the pain anymore. Again, every time he tried to get to the ropes, Sho Tanaka was pulling him back. You don't see that tenacity much with wrestlers and submissions these days, so I really appreciate that from Sho Tanaka. And Tanaka and Yohei Komatsu do get the win here in our opening contest.
And immediately, I've got to really just kind of appreciate the amount of respect in the ring right now. All four men shaking each other's hands. Really great stuff.
Well, I mean, they all come from the same place. They're all together. They're all young boys. But let me tell you something. Sho Tanaka really showed me something, and Yohei Komatsu just continues to impress.
All four of these guys know the struggle that each other of them has gone through.
Exactly. I mean, you talk about the cleaning they have to do in the dojos, the work they have to do for their superiors. There's a real hierarchy.
Yep.
Yeah, preparing meals. And it's all to get moments like that, moments that Sho Tanaka just seized right there. So, very emotional opening bout when you consider what those young boys go through on a day-to-day basis.
To my understanding, John, we actually have, we've already known about Tanaka and Jay White and David Finlay and, of course, Yohei Komatsu. We've also known about Cody Hall, who's also a young boy, but another young boy who's going to be in the mix tonight, who we were very familiar with before he came to New Japan, Juice Robinson, formerly known as CJ Parker in NXT.
It's going to be very interesting.
And he is in this match. He is in this match teaming with Captain New Japan and Manabu Nakanishi to take on Nagata, Liger, and Tiger Mask.
Should be a very interesting six-man tag, Ashton. And we're familiar with, I think, all of these players in this match, again, save for CJ Parker. I mean, we're familiar in one way, but not in the New Japan context.
Yeah.
So, again, it's going to be very interesting seeing him in that environment. And
it's funny because there he is. There's Juice Robinson.
Wow, look at that. And he's not even telling me to recycle. It's going to take some getting used to.
I'm glad for him, though. I mean, he left the NXT, the WWE's developmental system, knowing that he wanted to come back because he wanted to get more experience. He wanted to travel the world. He wanted to really pay his dues. And I respect that.
Certainly. When you shared with me the news, I thought, what, here's a guy who's young yet, has a lot of potential, and I think if he just gets that worldly experience, because in this day and age, Ashton, I mean, you're talking, it's 2015 in the pro wrestling world. Yep. I think when you have that indie experience, when you go around and you work for the other major companies, you raise your stock. That's what Juice Robinson is doing here. He's raising his stock. And, I just have all the respect in the world for him for doing that, because he didn't come in with a Hollywood background or a football background or anything like that. No, he's doing the work. He's putting in the grind. And you got to respect a kid for that. So
definitely.
I really hope he does well in this match here, but it ain't going to be easy. As
Blue
here comes
Justice.
Blue Justice, Yuji Nagata, anti-aging, and you're damn right. I'll tell you, Yuji Nagata, here was a guy who really didn't do so hot overall in the G1 Climax. Of course, he had that rib injury, which I'm going to assume is healed by now, I would hope. But man, did he show he was tough as nails. And then you see the legendary Tiger Mask, and you want to talk about legends. I mean, there's Jushin Thunder Liger right there, who we only saw a little while ago, Ashton, in NXT TakeOver Brooklyn when he beat Tyler Breeze in a
Yeah.
very fun matchup.
And I don't think their business is over either.
I don't think it is either. I think we'll see those two in the ring. I loved what they did in Brooklyn. I'd love to see a rematch. And yeah, Yuji Nagata looks great. I'll tell you, there is a man that I feel like has so much to prove yet. And yeah, he's got two great teammates. It looks like a formidable team. But again, the wild card for me, because we've been so used to him in NXT, and now we get to see him in his new environment, is Juice Robinson, aka the former CJ Parker. So we'll see what goes down.
I think that it's also interesting to note that Nakanishi and Nagata on opposite teams isn't something that we've grown to expect, because last we saw them, they were on the same team pretty much every night, and we were talking about how they're a former tag team, I believe former IWGP Tag Team Champions, if I remember correctly.
Well, I mean, if you're, Captain New Japan and Juice Robinson here, I mean, do you take any comfort in that, knowing that these two, former tag team partners will probably cancel each other out, so you take away the danger that I think Nagata brings to the table with his submission and striking acumen? I mean, how do you feel about that?
I don't know. It's hard to call, because I don't know if there's any bad blood between Nagata and Nakanishi, or if they're just kind of, friendly rivals at this point.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just had a competitive streak, between the two of them. And here we do see Juice Robinson starting this match with Jushin Thunder Liger, so gonna be interesting what he brings to the table here. There's a shoulder block attempt. Juice Robinson kind of saying, bring it, offering Liger another opportunity here. And he goes for it again. Now he's telling him to go for it.
Now Juice Robinson off the ropes. Nice shoulder block there from Juice.
Excellent.
I mean, take nothing away from Juice Robinson, even though he's a young boy and he's very, very new to New Japan, and he's a former NXT kind of developmental prospect. He is not a small person. And then it's one of those things where a lot of the stars, and especially in the kind of territory he's in right now, where he's wrestling mostly juniors, are smaller.
Exactly. Now look at Tiger Mask there, having Juice Robinson in the full Nelson.
Nice drop kick there. Baseball slide from Jushin Thunder Liger.
Yeah, right into the guardrail, too. And the small of the back of Juice Robinson's got to be writhing in pain there. And now he's back in the ring, vulnerable. Could it be a surfboard here from Liger?
That's definitely what he's setting up for. And then comes Captain New Japan to break it up.
And look at Captain New Japan there, not tolerating that, not letting Jushin Thunder Liger get his stuff, and at least not right away. And that was good coverage, though, by Captain New Japan. Juice Robinson, you could see he's favoring the lower back, and Liger would have really exploited it had he gotten that surfboard. So good looking out by Captain New Japan as he gets the tag here. Now it is going to be Tiger Mask and Captain New Japan in the ring. And I'll tell you. Oh, wow.
With the stop. No. Tiger Mask with the leg sweep. Sweep the leg, Johnny.
Yeah, absolutely. Tiger Mask, just an absolute legend in Japan. So revered. And Captain New Japan, though, coming off the ropes. Nice shoulder block. But I wouldn't underestimate Tiger Mask. I wouldn't be doing all this posturing either. I think this is ill-advised. I would try and capitalize. And now, oh, wait a minute here, Ashton. Oh, wait a minute.
That is disrespectful.
What? Did Captain New Japan go Rudo the last time we watched the show? I mean, wow. First he breaks up. What were you going to say?
I think it's a sign of the age difference between these two teams, because you've got one team, and I mean, Tiger Mask, Nagata, and Jushin Thunder Liger, the average age on that team is 47. Those guys are all veterans. They're all experienced. They all really know what they're doing. The average age of the other guys on the other team, well, Nakanishi is 48. He's obviously up there. But Juice Robinson, 26. Captain New Japan, 33. Definite age difference between these teams. And I think Captain New Japan getting a little bit arrogant there and trying to taunt and mock Jushin Thunder Liger was a sign of that youth and immaturity.
Actually, I got to ask you a follow-up question here. As you see now, Jushin Thunder Liger's going to come back in here off the tag. But we saw when Nagata was the legal man, he took a cheap shot at Nakanishi. He did a boot, to him on the apron, knocking Nakanishi down. Does that surprise you at all? That we see that kind
Again,
of
I don't know what the context is, because we haven't watched any of the house shows that they've had in between this and the last episode of G1. I'm assuming that they had a breakup. I mean, I guess one of them turned on the other. I'm not completely sure what the exact context is, but I will tell you one thing. Nagata isn't happy with Nakanishi.
Certainly not. I mean, when you take kicks like that, when you're looking to take a man's head off his shoulders, and he's not even legally in the
Oh, and
match.
Captain New Japan goes for the flying shoulder block. And
And
again,
again!
Nagata going after Nakanishi.
Wow, he is really pushing the envelope. I don't know what happened to these two, but
Juice Robinson trying to keep Nakanishi's head on right.
well, I'll tell you what, he better keep his head on right, and he better make sure his head doesn't explode, because there's only so much a behemoth like Nakanishi can take.
Nice Uranagi there from Captain New Japan. Oh, and look at this. So smart. The veteran instinct of Jushin, Thunder Liger, and Tiger Mask going across the ring to make sure Captain New Japan doesn't tag anyone fresh in.
That's what I talk about when I say make the ring feel like an island. Captain New Japan all by himself right now.
Oh, the double shoulder block, though.
Nice. Captain New Japan fighting through. Can he get the tag here? Juice Robinson
Captain New
is itching
Japan
for
wants
the tag.
to tag in Nakanishi, and in comes Nakanishi.
Oh, dear God.
I think he's going to take care of business, but then, yeah, right there, going after Nagata.
Sledgehammer.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not focusing more on Nagata.
I think he will once he gets everybody else isolated. And you see, it's just the two of them now. So, yeah.
Chops.
More chops. Oh, man. Now he's got him in the corner here. Oh, he's lighting up the chest.
Channeling his inner Kojima almost.
Exactly. Oh, what a strike there. The good news for Nagata is, again, I believe those ribs have healed, so that rib injury shouldn't be a factor anymore. You would think, anyway.
Yeah, definitely. It's been over a month since we last saw him in G1. Oh, and look at the boot right there from Nagata.
Oh, no way.
No way. He's going for a Uranagi.
I think he was trying for a T-bone, actually, Ashton, if you look at the form.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Nakanishi's just so big.
He is a large human being.
And now the exchange of forms. Oh, the slap! Good God!
Nakanishi's only listed at 6'1", 260, but I would be willing to bet he's pushing 280.
Yeah, that wouldn't be much of a stretch.
Oh, and the right hook!
Oh, my God.
Nagata is out. Oh, and he takes out New Japan, or Liger and Tiger Mask.
Now, Ashton, if I may point out something, Nagata only really got an edge when it was cheap shots. When it came down to Nakanishi and him in a strike battle face-to-face, Nakanishi came out the winner. I mean,
and the big lariat there from Nakanishi. That might be it. Oh, no, here comes Liger to break it up.
And Liger does break it up.
And so smart there by Liger, too. He's not sticking around and waiting for Nakanishi to get after him. He gets in, breaks up the pin, and immediately runs away. Very smart. Oh, look at this torture rack!
Could be the torture rack here. And again, oh, my God. That's like kicking a brick wall.
But in comes Tiger Mask, and we've got two men now, and they still can't knock Nakanishi down.
Nakanishi is an
and he
look at that!
Nagata at Tiger Mask and Jushin Liger. My goodness, this man is a brick wall.
Ashton, you and I were curious about Nakanishi when we saw him in those tag matches at G1. We didn't get to see as much. Oh, no way! No way! And he got it! I was just about to ask you, we've gotten to see the most of Nakanishi here tonight. Have you ever seen one man be that dominant, and then Nagata T-bones him out of his boots? And here comes Juice Robinson here, lighting up the stage with the just right hands there.
Quick jab, and jiving. Lightning jabs with the left haymaker.
And there we go. Certainly no.
Oh, and the jumping clothesline.
And there it is there. And he is getting in a groove here.
Getting the crowd into it.
Oh, man.
Into the corner. Oh, and he nailed Nagata with the big splash. Big axe kick. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. And Nagata kicks out. That was close, though. Juice Robinson showing some fire.
And keep in mind that he almost pinned Yuji Nagata, a veteran in this business. I mean...
And not only business, how about in this promotion?
Absolutely. Oh! Shirome! Oh, Juice Robinson, he might have to tap here.
He's going to. I think he's going to, John. I don't know if he can take this.
Oh, my
He's
God.
always been impressive, but he's always also... Oh, but there's Nakanishi!
Nakanishi with the chop. Good God.
Oh, but Liger throws Nakanishi out of the ring. We're back down to just Juice Robinson and Yuji Nagata.
But just one chop from Nakanishi broke off the arm part from Nagata. Are you kidding me?
How would you like that hand to come crashing down on top of your head, John?
I wouldn't, sir. I wouldn't very much.
Yeah.
And now Nagata...
Oh, the big knee from Nagata!
Good God. I hope Juice Robinson...
Saito!
with the bridge. It's
One,
over.
2,
3
3. That's
count.
it.
That bridging Saito, that's one of Nagata's finishing maneuvers. He won, I think, at least 2 G1 climax bouts with that maneuver.
I
And yeah,
forget, did he end up beating Goto with that maneuver?
I
Or was
believe
that...
he did, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think he
it's
did
Goto.
too, yeah. I'm trying to remember, because I remember on the last day, Goto and Karl Anderson lost to Kojima and Nagata, but I was trying to remember which one was which, who lost to whom.
Captain New Japan, I don't even think you can see right now. His attire got pulled up in front of his face. Nagata, Tiger Mask, and Jushin Thunder
And
Liger
the
got the win.
veterans, the experienced side of this match ended up with the victory.
Yep, and CJ Parker, Juice Robinson now, while impressive and while he almost pinned Yuji Nagata, got pinned here tonight after that bridging Saito suplex. But let me tell you something, Ashton. Despite the fact that that's the losing team, Nakanishi doesn't look like a loser to me. That man dominated.
He dominated, but he also got taken out of the match, and that was what ended up costing them the win.
That face, that's a face that tells me Nakanishi wants to go another round.
I'd like to see Nakanishi vie for the never openweight championship.
Vie for it. I don't know if anybody can tell him no, unless Tomohiro Ishii got back in the division and he's hunting for that title. I don't know if anybody can really stand up to Nakanishi. That man, I mean, that one point in the match where he had Nagata in torture rack position and he just tossed him on Tiger Mask and Liger.
Yeah.
Just told me everything I need to know about that behemoth.
Oh, I'm just finding out Nakanishi actually is a former IWGP heavyweight champion, so he has gotten a big time title run.
That isn't too much of a shock. I mean, you're talking about a guy that, again, I mean, just seeing him in the context of that match, he was imposing his will, people.
Yep.
Unbelievable. But this team does get the win. And they can certainly celebrate. And you see Tiger Mask there. What championship is Tiger Mask currently in possession of, Ashton?
It's a CMLL title.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure what the exact name of the title is, but I know that it is a championship from CMLL.
Well, he's taking his championship with him in stride. Got a big win here.
Speaking of CMLL, I don't know if you guys saw, but very recently in CMLL, no more than a couple weeks ago, it might have even been 1 week ago, we had a pretty big mask versus mask match where La Sombra ended up losing his mask to Atlantis.
Yeah, I know you were telling me about that. Very big matchup, and oh my god. Well,
Still
here
in
he
Pitbull,
is.
baby. Tomohiro Ishii. Teaming up with YOSHI-HASHI, and was that Roppongi Vice that's also on that team?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. You should know Tomohiro Ishii visited my house recently. He wanted me to explain why we seemed so happy when Honma beat him in G1 Climax. I tried to explain to him that we weren't happy, we were just doing a job. And he kind of broke 3 of my fingers, and don't be mad, because it's probably nothing. He may know where you live now. But anyway, Roppongi Vice making their entrance.
I was wrong, John. I apologize to our viewers. It wasn't a CMLL championship that Tiger Mask was wearing. It was the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair
He
enough.
beat Steve Anthony for it about 4 days ago at Destruction in Okayama. That was the same show that I told you about. There was a tag team match with Shibata and Naito on opposite sides, and Shibata ended up beating Naito down for like 5 straight minutes after the match was over.
That's right. That's right. Oh, man.
Speaking of Shibata and Naito, they have a singles match against each other tonight, so that should be incredible.
Ashton, that is going to be explosive, partner. And I mean, let's not forget, the really big match on this card, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Goto for the Intercontinental Championship tonight.
Do we think Nakamura's winning the title back, John?
Ashton, I don't know. If he does, it'll be for the 5th time. I mean, that will be just astronomical for Nakamura. But that is then. This is now. And Roppongi Vice and Ishii on the same team, that's one hell of a combination.
That's not take anything away from YOSHI-HASHI, though. He was on quite a roll during G1. He won a lot of matches with that senton of his.
He did. He showed up at G1 Climax.
He really did. And now, Togi Makabe.
Oh, man. Makabe and Ishii gonna do it again. Oh, God. Yeah, folks, I think some things are about to get destroyed. You're talking two heavy hitters here. And Taguchi came along too. That's
Of
great.
course he did. I want to know where Nakamura is so that he can shut him up. That's the CML title that I remembered being in New Japan. Máscara Dorada has it. Oh, and Honma! Look at Honma! He's coming up too.
Wow, so we've got Makabe and Honma on the same team.
That
And
is a lot of gold, though, on that team. Between the Never Openweight Championship on Makabe and, of course, the CMLL title that Máscara Dorada is coming out with.
yeah, I mean, this is a stacked 8-man tag match. And man, Máscara Dorada there, posing for the crowd. I mean, Taguchi's the only one that I'm pretty much like meh about in this match. But I mean, at the same
And because
time,
of that, you just know that he's going to end up working 75% of the match, too.
exactly. And I was even getting ready to say that S-based offense has certainly proven effective. So make of it what you will, folks. Make of it what you will, because it's happening. And oh god, you want to talk about things happening?
Dude, Ishii and Makabe they just hate each other. I'm convinced of it. They just really just flat out do not like each other.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm sticking by Ishii in that fight. I'm thinking he can bring the fight to Makabe and win. I mean, I don't know if Ishii's looking to get his never openweight championship back, but if he is, I don't think I'm gonna tell him no. You're free to tell him no though if you like. And here we see now. Gonna
I'll
see who's
tell
gonna
Ishii he can't go after the title as long as you tell Makabe that he has to defend it.
deal. Now we're gonna see who's gonna start this match here for each team. Now, Ashton, I mean, it always seems like kind of a moot point to me to talk strategy when you've got so many bodies involved. But I mean, when you look at who composes each team, would you really give either team an advantage here, or does it seem about even in your eyes?
I don't think I would give any team the advantage. If I were on either team, I would be looking and trying to pick out a weakness on the other team and trying to isolate that person. If I'm on the team of Ishii, I'm probably trying to pick on Taguchi, so it makes sense that they would want him in the ring to open things up. But if I'm on the team with Taguchi, I probably want to isolate YOSHI-HASHI. But then again, you never know with YOSHI-HASHI because he's pulled some miracles out of nowhere before.
Absolutely. And Taguchi now is gonna
Oh, but in
tag
comes
out.
Honma. Honma and YOSHI-HASHI coming in.
That's an interesting mix if I've ever seen one,
Yeah.
partner. Now, we talk Honma only won one match in the G1 Climax. I believe his ending record was 1-8 because there were 9 matches overall for each competitor.
But I tell
Uh,
you what, though, John, that one win was glorious.
it was, man. It was.
And Hanma throwing chops, YOSHI-HASHI answering with some forearms of his own, and then a kick to the gut, backing Hanma into the corner, whips him across, but no, Hanma reverses, Hanma into the corner, back elbow to YOSHI-HASHI, rolls him through, going after a blockbuster. Nice standing blockbuster there. He wants a Kokeshi. Here we go. Oh, and he misses.
You know, actually, Yoshi. Oh, wait a minute here. Oh, okay. And now you see Roppongi Vice and Ishii just taking out the opposition there. And now YOSHI-HASHI continues his work on Hanma, and now sends him into the guardrail. Good God.
Oh, yeah, that looked painful.
This match has broken down, folks.
Well, it looks like Ishii kind of took care of business with Makabe. He's walking back to his corner.
But I was getting ready to say, Ashton, you know, YOSHI-HASHI, for as talented as he is, and please don't take this as a dig because I don't mean it that way, he's always struck me as that guy that he can prove himself to be so good, but he's always going to be kind of under the radar, you know? But I think that's actually what makes him one of the biggest threats on this team. Because
Yeah.
I don't really know if anybody's really thinking about him. They're probably thinking about Ishii and Roppongi Vice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to worry about Roppongi Vice. Anytime you have a true tag team on the other side of the ring, you have to worry because they already know what the other person is thinking. They already have chemistry. They're already established. And you don't have that kind of chemistry on your team. Oh, and look at this. Beautiful moonsault from Trent.
And look at that. Rocky Romero playing great defense, taking out Taguchi, but I think Taguchi was still able to break up the pin attempt, to be fair. But Trent continues to work it. Oh, just right into the foot there on the face of Honma. And Roppongi Vice.
Brutal.
I gotta tell you, though, man, the one thing about Roppongi Vice is you see now Ishii get the tag, and it's funny because the point I was about to make about Roppongi Vice is completely antithetical to Ishii. Roppongi Vice, they can get cocky, they can get arrogant, they can really be very flamboyant, just kind of show off. Ishii is no nonsense, man. Like, he sees somebody, he just wants to beat them down. That's it. No theatrics, no anything. And I'll tell you, Ishii, even though he kind of slowed down a little bit in the end, he had a pretty dominant G1
Oh, and
climax
another
performance.
miss there by Honma.
Yeah, Honma not able to connect with the Kakashi, and that could prove problematic. And now, oh god, but he checked the arm. He checked the arm, and now Honma, can he do it?
Oh,
Oh,
Honma
wait a
blocked
minute
it
here.
though. Honma wants this deadlift suplex.
Can he
He's
get it?
fighting for it. Oh, he has him up. He has him up. Oh, but
Is
and
she
he
resisting?
gets him
No,
up
he
and he
got it.
gets him
He got
down.
it.
Unbelievable.
Wow,
Honma is incredible.
unreal. And now
Oh,
look
but
at
now
that.
we've got our big hoss fight, John. This is just two massive gorillas just running into each other and hoping not to get knocked over.
Oh, and Makabe just
Oh,
imposing his will on everybody.
he's taking out the entire team. First YOSHI-HASHI, now Rocky Romero. In comes Trent Beretta.
Good luck, Trent. And
Oh my
bye,
God.
Trent.
Makabe is just taking on everyone, but let's see if he can keep going, keep his momentum up against Ishii, going for the 10 count punches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know he always likes to go for the Northern Lights after this, and he nails it. 1, 2, and Ishii kicks out.
Ishii's so resilient, Ashton. We know how much this guy can endure. We saw it firsthand in the G1 climax. Makabe's going to have to do a hell of a lot more if he wants to pin Ishii here tonight. And the Stone Pitbull now going to try baring his teeth. And there's the
Oh, big
forearm.
arm from Ishii.
And did you see him kind of wobble a little bit? Oh, God. The suplex.
I don't know if you know this, John, but I think that if there's any more proof needed that Ishii doesn't bother scouting his opponents, the fact that he didn't do anything to try and block that obvious Northern Lights attempt from Makabe after the 10 count punches is all the proof I need.
I'm telling you, man, Ishii just does not care.
He doesn't care about game plans. He doesn't care about strategy. All he cares about is hitting his opponent harder than anyone else can and basically knocking them out for the 3 count.
I'm not going to tell him he
but
can't win it.
Makabe!
Oh, Makabe. Oh, my God, though, Ishii.
Oh, Ishii hurt his back there. And now Ishii with the power slam of his own. Makabe, that did nothing but make Makabe even angrier. And now the double lariat. Another double lariat. These guys are going to knock each other out. They're like a couple of mountain rams.
I wonder if you're the other two.
They knocked each other out.
Wow. We are at a stalemate here. And both guys going, they're obviously going right now.
Dorada.
And Rocky Romero here.
Beautiful handspring. Oh, wow. Rocky, though. Oh, but the beautiful Hurricane Rana from Dorada.
Máscara Dorada, so crisp there. That Hurricane Rana was magnificent.
Crisp, very quick. Oh, and in comes Trent, but no. Oh, wow, another springboard there, but an arm drag. And now the super kick to Trent Beretta. I think Dorada's going to go for some kind of a dive. Oh, but in comes Taguchi with the hip check there on, I think, is that YOSHI-HASHI? Yeah, YOSHI-HASHI.
I believe it was.
Keshi there from Honma. Dorada goes over the top rope. Beautiful diving tilt-a-whirl crossbody onto both members of Roppongi Vice.
I'm going to say it right now. I don't think Máscara Dorada's ever looked better to me. He's got a whole new fire to him tonight.
Yeah, he's
good
excellent.
God.
Oh, he's looking really, really strong.
Oh, man, YOSHI-HASHI there. Now you're going to see the replay here. Look at this dive, folks. Unreal. That corkscrew had multiple rotations, excellent form.
She just punched Taguchi in the ass.
I think he broke his ass bone.
Oh, here we go, though. Ishii and Rocky Romero double teaming Makabe. Makabe breaks through. Double lariat from Makabe. Takes both men down to their backs.
I'll tell you what, I don't know what happened to Makabe since G1 Climax, but he is just so dominant. And now look at this. Double Kakashi, and there it is.
From Honma and Taguchi. Oh, and the moonsault from Dorada. 1, 2. Oh,
that was close.
Romero just kicks out of the last split second.
That was so close. But Rocky Romero, man, do not underestimate this man. He
going up top for the big moonsault. Rocky Romero.
Oh, the feet.
Up.
Got the feet up. Can Rocky Romero capitalize?
Oh, Trent Beretta's in too.
I don't think Trent Beretta
goes after him, but Trent goes after him and catches him. And now Rocky Romero going to the top rope maybe, or maybe a springboard.
Oh, wait a minute here.
Beretta has him in a vertebreaker almost.
Wow. Oh, that could do it there. 2, 3 count.
Wow.
Roppongi Vice.
Unbelievable.
And to nobody's surprise, Tomohiro Ishii was on the winning team, but kind of surprising he didn't get the winning pin. Roppongi Vice doing the damage, man.
Surprising. Máscara Dorada ended up being the one that got pinned. I told you early on, I thought Taguchi was the weak point on that team. I guess not. I guess it was Dorada.
Ashton, I think you actually made a very salient point earlier in the matchup, and you said that you found it to be a dangerous element when one team has an established tag team on there, and Ashton, that established tag team paid the dividends there.
Absolutely.
Oh, and now you see the disintegration here in the post-match. Ishii and Makabe are not done here.
Are we going to get another Ishii Makabe match for the Never Openweight Championship?
I believe we might, Ashton. Let me tell you something, though. As much as I love Ishii and as much as I want to spare my other fingers from getting broken, Makabe was not to be denied tonight. He was destroying everybody when he got in there.
Well, you might say he wasn't to be denied, but he was denied at the end because his team lost.
Exactly. But, I mean, just to point out, he is still, for the moment, the Never Openweight champion, so at least he goes home with that.
Speaking of people being denied and teams losing, the tag team match that I was telling you about involving Shibata and Naito a few nights ago at the other Destruction show,
Yeah.
Naito got in the ring and just watched the ref count to 3 as his team lost.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time we've seen that.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to let you know that it happened again because it's pretty amazing.
Naito really is. He's a piece of work, folks. He's a piece of work, but he may have to pay for everything he's done tonight when he climbs in that ring with Shibata, because Shibata, he's looking to hurt somebody.
Yes, he is.
And Roppongi Vice, they got to be feeling so good. Trump are like, okay, Rocky, just go up the ramp already. But,
I really enjoy Rocky Romero. I think he's got a lot of charisma. I enjoy him.
Oh, he gets me into the matches every time. I love his personality, and it's just great to see Trent doing his thing.
Yeah, that's great too. I'm curious to see when Alex Kozlov's going to come back so we can get the return of that team with him and Rocky Romero.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll see. I wonder what our next match on tap is here. I think it's some kind of multi-man matchup, tag team matchup.
Yep, looks like another big tag team match. Tenzan, Kojima, and Matt Sydal teaming up to take on Anderson Gallows and Kenny Omega.
Oh, it's been a while since we've seen Kenny Omega. Actually, this is a real treat for us.
Yeah, it's really rare to see Kenny Omega involved in these multiple man tag team matches. It's almost like he's always in that junior heavyweight championship picture.
And Ashton, Matt Sydal, it's quite appropriate that we're, watching this New Japan show together, because on the Ring of Honor episode that we saw this past Saturday, we saw Matt Sydal beat Kushida.
Yes!
The IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. Huge win for Matt Sydal.
Massive surprise.
I was shocked. Absolutely shocked. And you know what? You have to figure, Ashton, that warrants Matt Sydal a future IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match.
You definitely think so.
And, I mean, if let me just ask you this, Ashton, before the match even starts. If you're Matt Sydal and you're part of this tag match tonight, you know that you got to win over, one of New Japan's, one of their champions, for God's sakes. There's no other way to put it. Where is your confidence right now? Because if
I'm Matt Sydal in this match, my number one goal is to pin Kenny Omega to prove that I can beat not only one, but 2 former and current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champions.
That's a great point. Yeah, that's an excellent point.
That would be a huge win for Sydal. If he could pin Kenny Omega and prove that not only is he good enough to beat the current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, but also the previous one, that'd be massive.
I have to agree with you there. There's really no arguing your points. I feel like if Matt Sydal can do that, he has really solidified his contendership, as if you can't solidify it anymore when you pin the champion. And here comes TenCozy, Kojima, and Tenzan. Tenzan no longer. I wonder, who did he drop the NWA Heavyweight Championship to, Ashton? Do you know?
I will look that up while these guys are making their entrances.
All right, well, while he's looking that up, guys, I'll continue to give coverage. All right, we see TenCozy there, and they, again, will be teaming with Matt Sydal. Should be an interesting 6-man tag team matchup. It's going to be great to see Karl Anderson and Kenny Omega again. It's going to be really interesting to see those guys. Bullet Club for life. And it's been
Before I go all the way and actually find the answer to this question, I'm just going to say right now, it wouldn't surprise me if he dropped it back to Rob Conway.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either, actually. And now you see these guys just coming in. It's crowd hot.
Oh, I've never heard of this person before, actually. On August 29th, Tenzan lost the title at NWA Branded Outlaw Wrestling to Jax Dane.
Never heard of him either.
Same, yeah. I'm not sure who that is.
Well, Tenzan, a former NWA heavyweight champion, but as Shakespeare said, the past is prologue, so that's going to be in Tenzan's rear view, and at the forefront is going to be the Bullet Club. And let me tell
Led
you,
by Kenny Omega, the cleaner.
Yeah, the cleaner of the Bullet Club. And when you got the cleaner and the machine gun, I mean, good God.
Wait, did Kenny Omega win the Junior Heavyweight Championship back?
Did he? Good God.
It looks like he did.
Well, now Matt Sydal really has something to prove then. Wow. Kenny Omega reclaimed the gold. I will say this, though. It looks good on him. I gotta be honest, folks. Everybody knows I'm a
Yeah, I
fan.
mean, it looks great on him. I'm just surprised. I feel like so much has happened, and it's not like the only thing that we've been skipping is house shows. We haven't skipped any pay-per-views. This is just so happens that apparently a lot happens between pay-per-views in New Japan.
Well, look at New Japan actually being a productive company. I gotta be honest, it's kind of refreshing.
It is. It really is.
But our apologies,
Kenny
folks,
Omega
if we ever
won the title. Oh, he won the title 4 nights ago at the show that had the Naito team versus the Shibata team on it.
Wow. So yeah, folks, I mean, our apologies if we ever seem a little taken aback on this show by things that we see, but yeah, like, we don't really tune into house shows, but try and get...
I mean, I guess that was like almost like a pre-pay-per-view show, because that was another Destruction show, but it was Destruction in Okayama.
Kenny Omega, would this be the second time that he's been the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, his second run with the gold.
I can just kind of fill everyone in to make sure that we're all caught up. At that show, at the Destruction in Okayama show, Tiger Mask defeated Steve Anthony for the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship. We already knew that. The Bullet Club defeated TenCozy to retain the IWGP Tag Team Championships. And, of course, we know now Kenny Omega beat Kushida, and also Makabe beat Kota Ibushi to retain the Never Openweight Championship. So those are the big title matches that happened.
Oh, interesting to see Kota Ibushi take a crack in the Never Openweight, kind of division. And there they are.
Bullet Club with all the gold, brother.
That is a stacked team for sure. And Ashton, let me tell you, I mean, no disrespect to Doc Gallows, but I came away with a whole new respect for Karl Anderson after the G1 climax. It is going to be great to see him compete here tonight.
Absolutely. And it's one of those things, too, where this entire tag team match looks really interesting, because to me, no matter who is in for the Bullet Club, it's going to be interesting, because whether you've got Doc Gallows with his size advantage that he has over everyone and his power game, Karl Anderson with his technical acumen and his ability to just hit that gun stun out of literally anywhere, and Kenny Omega, who might be the most entertaining man in this match right now.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And, when Kenny Omega came out, interesting, the camera panned over to Matt Sydal. Matt Sydal had a smirk on his face.
Yeah.
He knows the opportunity that's before him. If he can pin Kenny Omega, I mean, you figure he'll have beaten Kushida, then he'll have beaten Kenny Omega. I mean, Matt Sydal would have to be number one contender by anybody's estimation. But can he get it done is the question. I mean, Bullet Club, they're no slouches. You want proof of that? Look at all the gold on their side of the ring. And now, Karl Anderson, rallying up the gun, and wow, he is fired up here.
Karl Anderson just shot Luke Gallows.
Well, committing friendly fire, but I don't think Karl Anderson's the type of guy to give apology when he does wrong.
I don't think Karl Anderson's one to do wrong, John.
I would have to agree with you there, my friend. And you know what, Ashton, I got to point out something else, too, just to kind of show where our finger was on the pulse and where the pulse is now. Towards the end of G1 Climax, it did seem like there was a little bit of tension, in the Bullet Club. Bad Luck Fale and AJ Styles. Karl Anderson, and I forget his one name, the Playboy of the Bullet Club. They had some
Takahashi.
Takahashi, thank you. I had a mental blank there for a second. But not only have they resolved their issues, they have gold. You know, they have power right now,
Well,
so
I
it's
mean,
unbelievable.
titles and title shots are a great way to kind of cure everything, because let's not forget that the last image we had of AJ Styles ending the G1 climax was him getting a pinfall victory over champion, the IWGP heavyweight champion, Okada, in a tag team match. So that's a huge deal. And since then, obviously, now we know Kenny Omega has won the junior tag title, or the junior heavyweight championship. So yeah, we've got some success happening in the Bullet Club, and success really is the cure to everything.
I completely agree with you, my friend. As you see now, Kenny Omega and Matt Sydal starting off. And it was funny seeing the trash talk because Matt Sydal made the belt motion. He wants a shot at the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship if he can pin Kenny Omega in this match. And now look at that, the mockery. Kenny
Oh,
Omega
but the
is
arm drag
turning.
there from Matt Sydal. Oh, and another arm drag. Kenny Omega's getting frustrated. Matt Sydal takes advantage of that kind of stuff. Look at that Hurricane Rana.
Wow, beautiful. Now
Oh, with the
Ash
back elbow from Omega.
Omega's so good. Yeah, I mean, you can never count out Kenny
Oh,
Omega,
but
but the
the
spinning
back
yoke kick.
kick.
Wow. Wow.
Incredible.
And Ashley, I was just getting ready to ask you, in your personal opinion, you and I have been following Matt Sydal's career for a while. Do you think he's ever been better than what he is right now? Because I just think he's on a whole nother level right now.
Yeah, I don't think he ever has been better than he is right now. This is his best run by far. Oh, but in comes, look at this, Kojima, the man that ended Doc Gallows' G1 hopes.
Yeah, very personal.
Not Doc
Great catch
Gallows,
there,
Carl
Ashley.
Anderson. He ended Carl Anderson's G1 hopes.
Yeah, Carl Anderson so close. Had he beaten Kojima, I feel like he would have won the block by your math, if I'm not mistaken.
I
And
believe he would have, yes.
and Kojima just ruined that. So when you think about all that Kojima
Oh,
was,
look at the
oh
shoulder block from
wow,
Kojima. That power, though.
Kojima, man,
And he
he's
goes
motivated
after
tonight.
Gallows and Omega. Tag into Tenzan.
Oh man, now
No, Tenzan
Tenzon.
loves his Mongolian chops. There's one. And there's two. And there's three.
Oh,
Oh, and
oh wow,
Kojima with a Mongolian of his own.
wow, TenCozy using up all their time legally to be in the ring at the same time, and they're still in there. Come on, Rev, get some order in here.
Kojima was out. He did get out of the ring, and then he just jumped back in.
And Carl Anderson stays in it. Well, hey, if anybody knows how to manipulate the rules and maximize their time, it is the Bullet Club. So maybe it's nice that they're getting a taste of their own medicine. I mean, you're
I feel like
talking.
TenCozy didn't break any rules, though.
And Cozy seemed like they were in there for a while, but you have until a 5 count, and the referees can be a little bit liberal about how long
And like I
5
said,
is.
Kojima was out of the ring, so he broke the count, and then he jumped back
Right.
in.
Yeah. No, they know what they're doing. They know what they're
Exactly.
doing.
They're
But then,
veterans, brother.
but then again, so does Bullet Club, Ashton. So
They
we'll have to
do.
see, yeah, how they come back here.
Nice suplex there from Tenzan.
Now, Ashton, I got to ask you, as far as TenCozy and Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows are concerned, you've got this antagonism here over the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles. Now, that most recent show that you were running down, they lost a tag title shot. Does that shake your confidence a little bit in this match tonight, or does that motivate you to come back stronger and maybe pin one half of the champions to get back in the hunt?
I don't know. I think that, if you're TenCozy right now, I don't think that you're necessarily thinking about that match. I think you're moving forward. You always have to be looking ahead, and I think that their goal right now is to score a pinfall victory over one of the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, and that would give you another shot at the titles.
I would have to agree with you there, and I think for Bullet Club's sake, I think they may almost be glad that the G1 climax is over because I mean now not only have they gotten back on track, but if they can regain the IWGP Heavyweight Championship with all the other gold they've got, I mean they'll be right back where they were, some time ago when they held all the titles in New Japan,
Yeah.
and now Carl Anderson here going to try and stay on Tenzan. He does with that clubby blow to the back of the neck. Now he's going to take him there to the corner. And Kenny Omega there with the boot. But I don't know if he really got hurt or if he's just making fun or what it is. But no, I think Kenny Omega really hurt himself there. I'm going to assume anyway.
It looks like it.
Kenny Omega maybe taking a walk here, try and shake it off.
Just trying to walk it off, yeah.
That could be detrimental though for later in the matchup. I mean, Kenny Omega, it's not like you can play cheerleader now. You're in this match.
Big elbow drop there from Doc Gallows. Another elbow drop from Gallows. And a third elbow drop from Gallows. Going for the pin here. 1, 2. Kojima was ready to break it up, but it looks like he didn't need to.
I gotta tell you, Ashton, I mean, the thing about Doc Gallows is he's such a big man, but he moves so quick. I mean, he's very agile, and he's got a certain sense of athleticism to him that I think can take anybody off guard. So, I mean, don't overlook Doc Gallows is my point to Tenzon here. And now look at the body blows there, and then the uppercut.
And Karl Anderson's in the ring now, and nobody is quite as talented when it comes to picking someone's neck apart than Karl Anderson.
Well, I mean, you think about the gun stun, that cutter that he does that can come out of nowhere. And now look at that mocking
Nice Mongolian
chops.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, Ashton. I mean, I look at Karl Anderson. I look at a man with all the tools to be the man. That's why I wanted so badly. And oh, look at that. There, Tenzon. That could be the opening he needed. Can he get to his corner here?
It was almost like a back body drop suplex.
Yeah. We've called it all sorts of things when we see it, but the one thing you can call it consistently is effective.
Oh,
and speaking of effective...
Lightning chops!
Oh, Karl Anderson here. Half in, half out. I can't take the pain. And
Kojima's still going!
Good
Kojima's still going!
Oh, my God.
Karl Anderson's chest is going to be raw after that.
Oh, I think he's so grateful that it's over. Oh,
his
man.
forearm rolls him out, and here comes the big elbow drop, brother.
Oh, but Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega does his homework. He knew what was coming, and he made sure it didn't happen. In comes Doc Gallows, the tag off Karl Anderson. Big boot to Kojima.
And let me just say, Kenny Omega looks just fine to me. I thought he had that problem earlier. Now look at that triple team there. Yeah. Hooks the leg here, too, and wow.
Oh, so close, though.
Yeah. Kojima keeping TenCozy and Matt Sydal in this thing. And now look at that jackhammer there. That could be it. And again.
So close, but Kojima managed to kick out at the last just nanosecond, it seemed like.
Well, Ashton, your biggest critique of Kojima throughout the G1 Climax was the conditioning. Kojima has got to ask himself now if he can
Kojima checked the lariat.
He did. Koji cutter. Koji cutter. Now, if I'm Kojima, I tag in Matt Sydal.
Looks like Matt Sydal Tenzon. No, he did tag in Sydal. In comes Omega.
Oh, here we go. We're going to find out right here. Kick to the face. Oh, Kenny Omega caught him. Oh, but no. Sydal countered.
Inverted DDT leg drop.
Leg drop DDT, and now right into, could it be the moonsault? He's fired up. He got it.
1. Oh, but look at that. Karl Anderson broke it up at 1. Anderson and Gallows going after TenCozy. Gets them off the apron. Kenny Omega's in pain, but the Bullet Club tag team is taking care of Matt Sydal in the meantime.
Nobody does coverage like the Bullet Club, my friend.
That's right.
They had Kenny Omega protected from the word go.
Throw Matt Sydal into the turnbuckle there hard. What a back elbow from Kenny Omega. And the big boot from Karl Anderson and the splash from Doc Gallows.
That triple team. And now
Karl Anderson going for a leg drop here. Senton!
Senton. God.
It looked like he was going for a leg drop, but he just dropped his whole weight. What are Kenny Omega and Doc Gallows doing right now?
What are you? Oh, what the?
Triple splash!
God. 2. And
but they
broken up.
Get up. That was glorious.
Wow, Bullet Club. Wow.
That triple splash was so inventive.
But again, I want to point out to everybody, Matt Sydal is alone with the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, Kenny Omega.
There is, and Kenny Omega is pulling hair a lot. The ref should do his job. But there, Sydal with the big knee to the face.
But the boot by Kenny Omega.
Up in the corner. But Sydal with the top rope Frankensteiner.
Oh, that could do it. That could do it. Hooks the leg deep. Stays in it.
This is an intense tag team match, let me tell you.
Wait a minute here.
I get Omega over to the corner. He wants the moonsault, the shooting star.
Matt Sydal gets it. It will be over here.
Shooting Sydal press now.
Shooting Sydal press. And the knees there to Karl Anderson. But now Doc Gallows, I think,
had a big boot in there for Sydal, and now TenCozy in there to take Gallows out of the picture. I think Gallows is going to lariat here. No, he just got 3D'd by TenCozy.
Oh, but Nagata's still up. And now Kojima there with the
The top.
clothesline over the rope.
This match is so fun.
Good God, it's completely broken down. And Matt Sydal and Kenny
Now,
Omega still.
Omega's taking his wrist tape off, it looks like. Throws.
Oh, wait a minute here.
I think he wants to get him up in the. Oh!
Oh, the kick!
Head!
Oh, could it be?
Inverted!
Poison Rana! No!
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 Kept him up!
Oh, no.
He's gonna go for the one-winged angel!
Is he gonna get it here? Is he gonna get it? No! No!
Sydal got out of it! Big chop from Omega! Omega off the ropes! Sydal follows him through! Sydal with the inverted
Poison Rana!
Rana!
Oh my God! And look at Kenny Omega's positioning.
In position for the shooting Sydal press!
And Tenzan, I think, has got Doc Gallows in a sleeper, and I think Karl Anderson's also being restrained, presumably by Kojima.
Right! Sydal.
He got it!
He hit it! Go for the cover, Matt!
1, 2, 3 count!
It's Kenny Omega!
Oh my God, Sydal's stock is soaring.
Wow!
This man now, we can say on record, has beaten Kushida, the former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, and he just pinned in tag team action Kenny Omega, the current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. Good God.
Let's not forget, the tapings of ROH that we saw were from a couple months ago. So those things happened while Kushida was the champion. So Matt Sydal has now beaten both of the two most recent IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champions in the last month or two.
That is insanity. And TenCozy, even though they weren't a part of the winning pin, they were able to restrain. They were able to play defense to Karl Anderson and Doc Gallows. I'll tell you, TenCozy may not be out of the tag title picture either.
It definitely doesn't seem like they are. I don't know. I mean, they didn't get a winning pin on one of the tag team champions, but they're still putting up a fight. They still think, at least they think, that they deserve another title shot. Look at that, Karl Anderson flipping Tenzan off.
Karl Anderson just told you exactly what he thinks about those guys getting a title shot.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Bullet Club may leave with a defeat, but they still leave with the titles for the moment. Because let me tell you something, Ashton. If I'm Kenny Omega, I think I fear Matt Sydal a little bit.
A little bit, for sure.
He is on another level right now, folks.
And he's in Japan. The fact that he's in New Japan is reason enough for Omega to be horrified.
Exactly. And Kenny Omega going to take a walk here. He's not in the mood. But let it be known that on this night, his shoulders were on the canvas for 3 seconds. For 3 seconds tonight, Matt Sydal was Kenny Omega's better. And we'll see if they can have a chance to do it again down the road. Next time for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship at stake.
This New Japan crowd absolutely loves Matt Sydal.
He may be the next torchbearer of that IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. I mean, if Kenny Omega has anything to say about it, obviously that won't be the case. But Matt Sydal's momentum, Ashton, is absolutely ridiculous right now, both in terms of wins and fanfare here in New Japan. Wow.
Yeah.
And you know, it's
very impressive win there for young Sydal.
And it's funny because the back of his tights say reborn. I'll certainly say so. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I should point out that even though it seems like he's been around forever, Matt Sydal is still only 32 years old.
Exactly. Still has a lot to give. And I'm not sure, folks, but I'm assuming we might have the Naito-Shibata matchup upcoming.
Yes, sir. And I believe this is going to be the main event of the first half, because I'm pretty sure after this we're going to end up going into an intermission.
Right. So, and now we're seeing Naito, how he came to.
And there's La Sombra. Speaking of La Sombra, we were talking about him losing his mask earlier. He's the leader of Los Ingobernables, the faction that Naito joined in CMLL.
And there is Naito, that mask, that getup. I remember the first time I saw it, chills ran down my spine. A completely different Tetsuya Naito. And I'll tell you, Naito's attitude shift, and we were saying it throughout the G1 Climax, Ashton, has paid him such dividends. In that tournament, even though he came up losing, obviously, he got wins over both AJ Styles and Tanahashi. I mean,
Yep.
unbelievable.
He did the very similar thing the year before. I believe he beat Styles and Okada in their block.
I mean, Naito has really shown us, and I guess you could even say yes the year before, but I think he's shown us throughout his career, particularly this run where he's just not giving a damn anymore, that he is more than capable of beating anybody in that locker room. And I even said that I think this Naito can be a world champion and really have a vice grip on that belt if he was ever given the chance, but he's going to have to answer to Shibata first.
Absolutely. And Shibata, I mean, I love Shibata, but I think that love is the exact opposite feeling that he feels towards Naito. He despises that man.
There is so much hatred that Shibata harbors in his heart for Naito. Naito, I mean, to even ascribe to him any feeling, I think wouldn't be doing this man justice because I think he's absolutely emotionless. I think this Naito is almost sociopathic in his nature. Just
Yep.
does whatever he wants, doesn't care. I mean, I've seen him beat up officials, cameramen, his peers. He spits on them like they're nothing. I mean, this is a Naito. I don't even, we call it head games with a lot of guys, Ashton, but I don't even know if Naito's trying to play head games. I just think this is how he views the world. This is just him living the world as he sees fit, and I think it perplexes everybody else. And Shibata, though, he's not going to tolerate that crap. I mean, you showed me an image again of that brawl. You showed me that brawl that broke out between Shibata and
I
Naito.
showed you about 1/8 of that brawl.
1/8 of that brawl, but it was enough to show Shibata isn't going to take that crap tonight. Naito can do his little games where he takes 5 minutes to undress, or he spits on the other guy. I'm guaranteeing you, every time that Naito pulls one of his antics, Shibata's going to answer with a foot to the face.
Yep.
And Naito better be prepared for that.
Nobody puts feet to faces quite as well as Shibata in New Japan.
Well, let me ask you, Ashton, because we're still getting kind of the hype here before the entrances. Let's talk a little bit of analysis here. I know that Naito's grown on you exponentially. I know you love Shibata, so I'm going to put you in a difficult position here. Who do you give the edge to in this match? I mean, do you think Naito's in Shibata's head? Do you think that's going to pay dividends? Or do you think Shibata is focused enough to do what needs to be done tonight?
Did you see that clip of him throwing Naito over the barrier?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and that right there. They're showing stuff from the brawl a few nights ago right now. But honestly, I think that Naito has the edge here. I think that with Shibata being as emotional as he is whenever he sees Naito's face, I think it's going to get the best of Shibata. I think Naito's going to win this, John.
And here's the thing, Ashton. This is not to poke the bear. This is no disrespect to you and your fanfare of Shibata, but I think you would agree with my assessment anyway. We saw in G1 Climax, this is a man. His offense is beautiful. Shibata is technically brilliant. He is. He's one of the best technical
But
and
he
striking
can be
wrestlers I've
caught.
seen. He can be caught, and he does make mistakes.
Yep.
And who can exacerbate mistakes more than this man, Naito? I
Nobody.
mean, exactly. So I agree with you 1,000,000% on your assessment. I'm glad you said it so I didn't have to. I, too, give Naito the advantage. If for no other reason, I don't think he's the better wrestler, but he's definitely the more cerebral wrestler, and that's going to make all the difference in the world.
You know what I think it is, John?
What's that?
I think it really comes down to motivation because Shibata is always motivated. Shibata is always turned on. He's always turned up. He's always trying to go 100% and really just go all out all the time. And this mask is actually more disturbing than the last one because he's got a smile on. I'm so horrified right now. But anyway, with Naito, he is so the opposite of Shibata because he's never motivated. But the difference is, if you give reason to Naito to be motivated, he will eat your children.
And that's just Naito kind of reminds me of the ancient Stoics. They always had this doctrine: never let them see my pain, never let them see my suffering, my anger. I must always maintain a perpetual calm. I must always maintain a perpetual air of control. And Naito, I think he just pushes that to its logical conclusion. I mean, this is a man. Nothing phases this man. I think, and correct
You know
me
who
if I'm
Naito reminds me of?
who's that?
Michael Myers.
Yes. You're speaking my language there, bud. You know that was my horror icon as a kid, Michael Myers. Only guy to ever terrify me enough to leave my bedroom door open for a whole year. Um, but I'll tell you, Naito does have that scary factor. And correct me if I'm wrong, Ashton, because I don't want to put words in your mouth. But didn't you use the word schizophrenic to describe Naito in our G1 Climax commentaries?
Yeah, but only in the sense that he is so on and off. And I don't even think schizophrenic would be the right word. Maybe bipolar, maybe split personality. I don't know what to call it, but he it's almost like his personality functions through a light switch. And when it's off, he's so laid back and he's so chill and he just lets whoever wants to do something to him do whatever they want to do to him. But then when he decides to turn that light switch on, I don't think anyone in New Japan can stop him.
I think the best way to say it is just there exists a duality within Tetsuya Naito, and it's very dangerous and very volatile.
Yeah.
But then again, so is Shibata. And Shibata doesn't
There's
need
no
to.
duality with Shibata though. He goes at one speed all the time, and that's fast.
Exactly. Exactly. But, I mean, this is what it comes down to. What do you find more pernicious? Physical force or mental force? Because Naito, it does it in spades in the latter. Shibata excels in the former. I mean, we talk about Clash of Styles to the point where it's almost become cliche, to be honest. But this just seems so incredibly appropriate for that descriptor because it's not even in ring. It's just lifestyle approaches, and that's what it comes down to.
You know what
And
they say, John? Mind over matter.
yeah, yeah, and that's where my blood runs cold because I mean, if you were to just answer who's going to win this match with that phrase, you would be able to know, yeah, Naito's got this, but maybe Shibata can get over himself, can get over his anger, and get the win tonight.
Oh, and Shibata's entrance music is so good.
And
Look at
Naito,
look at this though. Naito not even removing the mask yet. Do we think that he's going to kind of continue his shenanigans that we got used to at G1, where he waits until after the bell rings to disrobe?
well, I mean, Ashton, why wouldn't you? You know, you dance with who brung you. You know what I mean? I don't think for Naito, he wouldn't care if it was Tanahashi, if the IWGP Heavyweight title was at stake, if he was main eventing Wrestle Kingdom 10. He would not give a damn. Naito is going to be Naito because it works for him. This guy doesn't feel pressure, man. I'm telling you. It's scary. It's scary to me.
You almost have
Like,
to wonder if he can mentally even comprehend what pressure is supposed to do to you.
don't even pose that question because I'm telling you, my blood already runs cold looking at that son of a bitch and just thinking about the fact that he may not even know what pressure is. I mean, look at that face, Ashton. Look at that face, and he's
You mean
going
look at
against
that
Shibata.
mask?
Oh my god. And Ashton, here's the thing. Getting beyond the personal animosity aspect of the story, I mean, I think we're looking at two guys that at any given moment could be an IWGP Heavyweight Championship contender.
Definitely.
So, I mean, this match is important in that regard, too, because if you win, you kind of move up the rankings a little bit, one would have to assume. And, oh, man.
I
Here
think that
we go.
one, if not both, of these guys are going to be facing one of the big four at Wrestle Kingdom 10, whether it's Nakamura, Okada, Tanahashi, or Styles. I think that of those four guys, one or both of these guys is going to end up with a match with anybody in that group.
And let me ask you, I mean, you just said it, so let me ask a follow-up question. How important is this match for the Intercontinental Championship match later tonight? Because who's to say that Naito wouldn't face potentially new champion Shinsuke Nakamura for the championship at Wrestle Kingdom 10? I mean, this
Oh my
matchup,
God, Naito's not even he's not even in the ring anymore. He's stepped out of the ring.
what disrespect. What disrespect. I mean,
The
you want
bell
to talk about
rings and he just exits.
I mean, you want to talk about disrespecting your opponent, Ashton. I mean, come on. And now look at that. He's going to slowly remove the garb. This is what he does every time.
Yep.
And
Yep, look
Shibata,
at this.
and
Shibata.
there
Nope,
it
with the
is.
boot though. Shibata needs to learn from his mistakes. He tried this before, and do you remember what happened, John? Naito turned it around, and exactly, he did that. He destroyed Shibata because he wants to disrobe. Damn it!
Ashton, the head game's already proving effective, and you kind of I mean, not even kind of. You did call this when I asked you for your analysis. You said this would happen. Shibata hasn't learned anything.
He hasn't. Shibata, and that's the thing too. I even said it's all about motivation. Shibata, by interrupting Naito from disrobing, motivated him to kill him.
You don't do that, man. You don't
At
do
least
that.
temporarily, long enough for him to get the rest of his wardrobe off.
Oh, God. Again in the guardrail. And the
And the drop
kick.
kick.
Oh, man.
I gotta admit, John, I got the biggest smile on my face right now because we knew this was gonna happen, and lo and behold, here it is.
And look at that Naito gonna finish here. I mean, Ashton, I'm
Taking
telling
his
you.
grand old time.
I mean, there have been points that you tell me that the Intercontinental Championship in New Japan, is just as prestigious as the world title, if not more in certain cases.
And
I mean,
the baseball
Naito.
slide there sends Shibata to the guardrail.
I know, look at that. And he's going to pose.
Yeah.
He is going to pose.
I love it, man.
Naito, I mean, he's just in complete control. And like I was saying, I mean, if he beats Shibata here, who's to say that Naito isn't going to start eyeing either Nakamura or Goto tonight? I mean, again, you're talking about two main event caliber guys, and it goes well beyond hatred. And oh God, what are you doing here, Naito?
To me, if you are Nakamura or Goto, whoever wins tonight, I don't care if Naito loses this match. I'm horrified that he ends up deciding that he wants the Intercontinental title. Because if he sets his mind to do something or to get something, I don't know if there's anyone on the New Japan roster that can stop a motivated Naito.
And I think you just answered the most important question, Ashton. What's more terrifying than just Naito in general? A Naito who's motivated. Because this man is so dangerous. I mean, look at this. He has no regard for Shibata's well-being. He has thrown him into that guardrail now multiple times. He's taken him into the fans. This isn't about winning a match for Naito. He wants to end a man's well-being, for God's sakes.
And he's smiling the whole time, too. That's even more disturbing.
Dude, this man smiles when he gets forearms in the face.
He does.
This is a sick, sick human being, people. I don't know any other way we could communicate it. I would have to start taking, like, language courses, Spanish, Russian, Italian, something, just to communicate it another way. This is a sick, sick individual, and Shibata is in over his head. If he can't learn to calm down, he is in over his head. I'm sorry. And now he is just in there now, going to try and gather his bearings. And he jumped the gun, Ashton. He went for the boot in the beginning. He thought, oh, I can get a jump on Naito. I can just power my way through this. Well, look at where we are now. Because now Naito is just stomping into the face of Shibata. And now the forearms. I mean, does that look familiar? Because that's what Shibata does to his opponent.
And you also got to wonder, John, how much of this is not only Naito taking it out on Shibata for trying to break up the disrobing kind of, I almost want to say, ritual that he goes through in his matches earlier on. How much of this has to do with the beatdown from a few nights ago? How much of that beatdown did Naito just kind of lock away and is now unleashing on Shibata in this match?
Let me ask you something, Ashton. When you were a kid, did you ever see a beehive in your life or a hornet's nest?
Yes.
Did you ever throw a rock at it?
Don't ask me that.
Yeah, you know why you didn't? Because you're not stupid. And that's just...
Actually, I didn't say no to that question, John.
Fair enough, but I think you get my point. I think Shibata pissed off the wrong guy, and I'm usually the one telling people to not piss off Shibata. That's the scary thing here.
Well, now speaking of not pissing off Shibata, here he comes with his forearms.
And it's about time. Let's see if he can rally here.
I think as soon as Shibata goes to the other corner, Naito's going to follow him, and he is! I called it! Forearm!
Look at that. Look at that, and now the kick there is going to trip him up.
Oh, he did.
Oh, no!
European uppercut. That was beautiful.
That was a great counter by Shibata.
Yeah.
That's the stuff he needs to be doing.
Oh,
look at this.
What is he setting up right now?
Oh, wow.
Almost like a leg executed headlock.
Yeah, exactly. Like a leg scissors there around the neck.
Yeah.
Using the ropes for support. That's the kind of stuff that Shibata needs to be doing. He needs to be reading the situation, not just acting without thinking. He had that triangle dropkick scouted perfectly.
Oh, nice big boot there. He did that to Naito about 3 or 4 times a few nights ago at the Destruction in Okayama show.
Now look at that, just gonna wipe the dirt off of his boot with Naito's face. This is the height of physicality here. I mean,
I thought he was wiping the dirt off of Naito's face with his boot.
Yeah. Right against the nose there, if you saw it, Ashton. Now going to be the running face
wash.
And he got it.
I think Naito's interested right now in getting out of this match and taking a breather, creating some separation.
I gotta tell you, Ashton, when you see these two men go at it, I
Oh,
never thought that I would. Oh,
I
wait a
think
minute.
Naito's going to reverse. No, he
Oh
didn't.
no, it doesn't.
Wow.
Oh my God. This is a fight, folks. This isn't a wrestling match. It never was. Oh God,
Have
again.
you seen any suplexes so far, John? Because I haven't.
I haven't either. Again.
All I've seen so far is people throwing each other into heavy metal objects and punching each other and kicking each other. And
Ashton,
speaking of
oh
kicking each
my
other, how about that for
God.
a big boot?
God, Ashton, let me tell you something. I never thought I'd see the day that kicks and forearms would look more hardcore to me than flaming tables and 2x4s wrapped in barbed wire. But my God, we're seeing it here tonight because these two guys are out to kill each other.
I was just gonna say, I'm convinced that if flaming tables and 2x4s laced in barbed wire were introduced to this match, one of these guys would be leaving not in an ambulance but in a body bag.
Exactly. And the other guy'd be leaving in handcuffs. Because let me tell you
Definitely.
something. I think Shibata would go to jail for the chance to just absolutely destroy Naito. And
He
now the down
definitely
the
would.
stretch.
Yeah, and Naito would be the one to use the burning table.
Exactly.
Shibata would go right after whatever the sharpest object he could get his hands on would be.
And now notice here, Ashton, the form of Shibata's abdominal stretch really leaning into it here.
He is very low, but Naito is using his leverage to get to the middle rope. And look at that. Oh, but the kick right there from Shibata, right to the chest of Naito.
Now the question becomes, you and I talked about it in our...
Oh, is he going to do another face wash?
No, I think he's going to do a corner drop kick, I would assume.
Basement drop kick here.
But in our pre-match analysis, and did he get it? And got it. Wow, right on the button.
You can see in Naito's face right now, he is just going along with this. He is almost letting Shibata take out his frustration on him right now. It's really strange to see Naito make the kind of facial expressions he's making right now because it's almost like he's not even worried about getting beat up or losing the match. He's just letting it happen. He's going along with the flow.
I'm telling you, normally I look
Oh
at
my
that,
God, that was a
right,
freaking wad.
oh,
Jesus.
good God. And now the forearms there. And then the uppercut.
And
Oh,
Naito is just playing along, letting it happen. Forearm! Called it!
got it there.
Dude, you remember how I used to tell you that I had like a mental uplink with Dean Ambrose in his matches? I'm starting to
Yeah.
feel that with Naito right now.
Yeah, that's scary, man. Are you sure you wanna be connected to that mind? There are plenty of other to choose from.
I mean, I'm kind of curious.
Oh dear God! And there's the
Basement drop kick there.
German.
German.
He got it. Oh, but Shibata though, he's up.
Stick kick. Oh,
Oh
what a
my
lariat from Shibata.
God! Good
Takes Naito
God!
clean off his feet.
The hatred.
I don't think Naito let that happen. I think that was just Shibata just enforcing his will on Naito.
I gotta give Shibata credit, Ashton, when Naito just pretty much, to use your word, spit that wad in Shibata's face.
Yeah.
And just he didn't lose his composure. He didn't lose his anger. I mean, I'm on the edge of my seat right now. I can barely even English right now, and these two guys are killing each other here.
Oh, I think Naito's gonna spit in his face again.
Oh God, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. This exchanging of soup bones here.
Big forearm there from Naito.
Oh,
forearm series from Shibata. Oh, but they're going at it. They're both throwing forearms. It's just a matter of who's going to break first here. If I had to guess, it's probably going to be Naito. And it is Naito. And a big uppercut there from Shibata.
These two men, their hatred goes all the way back to G1 Climax. That's something we didn't miss.
Oh, he went for the Enziguri. Naito. Oh, but Shibata caught it.
Look at that STF. And now into the crossface.
Crossface, yeah.
That's
I was getting ready to say earlier on in the match, if Shibata really wants to win this match, I feel like he's going to have to do it with submission acumen. And look at this. But look at this, though. Naito gets to the rope with his foot. Such smart ring awareness there from Naito.
Oh, no. Go for that sleeper.
He's not. He doesn't have it locked in yet. He's got to hook the arm.
I think Naito actually trying to grab one of the hands. Oh, wait, no. Now the arms go down to his sides. Oh, wait, no. He's still fighting,
He's still in it. He's still in it. He's starting to fade a little bit. Oh, but now look at this. Shibata has it locked in now.
Oh, but wait, no. Oh, Naito, he got there. He got there.
He did get there, but Shibata kicked him away. I think Shibata. Oh, but look at this. Naito on the rope. Shibata's so smart. Every time Naito goes to a rope, Shibata doesn't worry about attacking him and making sure the ref has to break it up. He just kicks him away from the rope. It's that simple. He
But
just
how
kicks him right in the chest in a direction that'll push him away from the rope that he's using basically as a security blanket at this point.
but how smart was Naito though, Ashton, to have the awareness to go to a rope just to catch his breath and buy some time?
Oh,
And
but look at this! I
back
think he
to
has
it
that in
though.
deep. He has that in really deep. Oh, it looked almost like Naito wanted a snapmare there, but I don't think Shibata's going to let him do it. I think
No,
this is it.
no.
I think
This
Shibata's putting him out.
Naito, I think,
Naito
trying to fight here.
barely
He's still
conscious.
trying to resist. Look at him grabbing the ref, and look at
Low
that! How
blow!
smart was that?
Another
How
low blow.
smart!
2 low blows. Slap to the face. Naito going for the blockbuster. What was that? Sliced bread, right?
Yeah, sliced breads of never cutter. He got it. No
That's
way.
it.
No
2,
way.
3,
3
and that's it.
count.
Naito wins. We called it, John. We called it. The mental edge over the physical edge in this match.
Mind definitely over matter tonight.
Tetsuya Naito with the cheap tactics, taking a page out of the Toru Yano playbook to win.
And let me tell you something. Whoever emerges from the main event tonight, the Intercontinental Champion, I clutch that belt just a little bit tighter to my chest when I go to sleep tonight, knowing
Yeah.
Naito exists, knowing that Naito shares my locker room, knowing that Naito just may be on the prowl.
And let's not forget, John, Naito did beat Tanahashi in the G1, which to me, that means that he's probably going to have to defend his right to fight for the World Championship at Wrestle Kingdom 10 against Naito between now and Wrestle Kingdom 10.
And considering the ingenuity we've seen from Naito in preceding bouts, and certainly the ingenuity we saw here tonight, if anybody can take that Wrestle Kingdom 10 opportunity. Now look at this! Look at that!
Oh, just assaulting Jay White. Big drop kick there.
I'll tell you what, like I've said it time and time again, Naito is a no-good son of a bitch, but you can never take away how talented the man is. I'm telling you, the first opportunity that man gets at either the Intercontinental or the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, my money's on him. My money is on him to win it.
Definitely.
Without question. And Shibata, again, all the ability in the world, all the gifts, but he can just not put it together. He should have seen that coming from Naito. He should have seen it coming.
I don't know how he could have seen it coming. It's not like it was super telegraphed or anything like that. Naito just, it was cheap. Naito just grabbed the ref, did the low blow. At that point, Shibata was already grasping his groin area. Naito went for a second low blow and nailed it, and then he hit a clean sliced bread. I don't know if it was number 2. I think it was just a standing sliced bread number 2. And that was it. That's all it takes sometimes.
I remember you actually found the name that I guess Naito or whoever calls that finisher, but we will call it a standing slice bread. That just makes it easier for me, and I think for you too. But I mean, Ashton, and look at just steps on the. Come on, and he steps on the cameraman. But I was going ready to say,
I think the cameraman might have deserved that.
Oh wow, way to victim blame. That's a great message to send our audience. Wait a minute, what?
It's called Destino, by the way.
Oh, Destiny, that's right. Okay. And look, it's not over here. It's not over here. Oh,
yeah, Shibata's not going to let this end.
Oh my God.
Oh God, down the steps.
Jesus.
Wow. And they're going, can we please get a camera back there, New Japan?
I don't think we're going to get one.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But what I do think we're going to get, John, is an intermission right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close out the recording here. We will resume a couple seconds before the bell rings for the second half of this show. It's been excellent so far, and just every time I watch one of these shows, I'm reminded why I love this freaking company. G1, Destruction in Kobe, it doesn't matter. Wrestle Kingdom 10 coming up is going to be amazing. We'll see you all for the second half of Destruction in Kobe next.